the matchup between Heroic and Astralis is coined the Danish Derby, and is an important match to prove who is the best team in one of the strongest regions of CSGO. And the Danish Derby so far have been a one-side affair, with Heroic winning the last 4 over Astralis. But this time, something was different. Phase 1 starts quite normal, but both teams have an interesting approach to the map. Heroic have decided that the B push on T side is the most optimal, with 3 players towards cave, 1 player holding for the ramp, push and information, and the last player in mid taking a lot of mid control. This is all done to force Astralis to fight and win back map control if Heroic are successful in getting B site. In the Astralis camp they are going for an interesting setup as well, with 3 players early taking A main control and then have 1 rotator to hold off A site while the rest are pushing through A. Both setups have the same goal to achieve. Heroic mid player will be able to tell the rest, hey, there's no one in mid, watch out for A or B heavy setups. While Astralis will be able to say, hey, there's no one on A main, watch out for mid or B setups. Astralis smokes bottom ramp after they got the information that B was clear. But a smoke like this still doesn't matter, since 3 of Heroic's players are coming into cave. How do Astralis deal with this? While Stair here have an amazing pop flash, they will allow Borup to swing cave. This is the POV of Heroic. This play by Astralis is great, since when you smoke ramp, you as a CT do not have to worry about it and can focus cave. And that's why Borup can stand like this in the open and wait before the flash comes, since ramp should be cleared. As soon as Heroic gets a first kill, the round kicks in. And look at the map. Device comes behind on the lurk together with Blamef, while Cadian's mid play have not been sniffed out by Astralis. Cadian kills Buzz, who was not ready, but look at the map control. Astralis are doing what we call boxing in Heroic, and Heroic's map control just disappear when Astralis retake the site and Astralis takes the round.
Activated and Stair might get offered up on a platter here. Buzz dead. Cadian goes for the throat, but Stair will not let him have it. And so it's just Yabi all alone over at long. Boxed into a corner and Device runs him down.
I love the way this one starts. Let's start with the Heroic side. Heroic send 1 player to lurk and act like a bait outside of B, when the rest are going 4 players towards A. And on paper you would maybe ask why Heroic's not focusing mid. And you might as well ask why I blacked out the map to only show Heroic. Well, Heroic knew as a CT you want to fight for mid. And let's show you the Astralis setup. Astralis went for 3 players towards B, 2 players in mid, using a lot of utility to take mid control, and then sending Blamef into cave. A side is completely open for Heroic to take. Only problem is that A is so hard to hold against a retake from the CT. Since when Blamef have gotten cave, the only good position for Heroic are these ones, that can be pushed by multiple angles, and the main reason Astralis have decided to give up A fully, and rather play it as a retake. But Heroic have been able to make sure Astralis is focusing mid with these smokes, and these smokes are important for conditioning and to make sure Astralis do not get the read of what Heroic is doing. Heroic executes with some utility and then they take site. Only problem is that Heroic was not thinking how Astralis was playing A, since just sitting from spawn can be strong if you do not have a CT smoke or cave smoke. And here Buzz gets the first kill that was just given by him from Heroic as a free kill, as well as Stair swinging out of cave to kill Heroic's lurker. And out of nowhere, a round that looked so sure for Heroic have gone down to a 3v5 in 5 seconds. And it's not after the Device gets a 3rd kill of the round, Heroic smokes CT, but it's a 2v5, can they win? TeSeS and Cadian knows they have to play together to win this, and that they need to take fights before Astralis starts to box them in again. And they do a great job here, with TeSeS peeking cave since Stonut is already smoked, and he gets the first kill, and look at Cadian. His goal is to kill the refrag attempt on TeSeS from Astralis, so in case an Astralis player swing, Cadian will get that kill, and it would be a winnable 2v3, since all of the Astralis players are coming from here and no one from behind. Cadian turns in the worst timing possible, but luckily this forces Borup to focus Cadian, and TeSeS gets 1 more kill before Device trades him back. And Cadian is in a 1v3, and he can't win it. It's a great swing and bait by Blamef, and Astralis takes the round.
The util's only just raining over the top. Stair and Buzz with kills apiece, and there's that AWP. Device gets off the angle, they're not able to punish, they're not able to trade him, and that's going to leave Heroic at a big deficit here with the bomb down. It's going to fall to Cadian and TeSeS. TeSeS getting aggressive, knocks 1 man out of the retake, and now Cadian holds for this re-swing. This is a nice little buddy system over towards Temple. Oh, but he just leaves the angle, so TeSeS had to be the one to pick it up. Can't beat Device, it's just Cadian, and he is run down.
Astralis are going for a 1-2-2 setup, with 1 player going towards A site early, 2 players in mid to challenge Heroic, and the last 2 players on B. A very steady setup. Heroic on the other hand are putting Cadian in mid, Jebby lurking outside of B, and then 2 players taking an early run towards A site. But let's go deeper before we go to A. Astralis are expert in forcing Jabbi's lurk to be useless as we've seen so far, with using utility to force Jabbi to not be able to get information. And when Heroic gave away mid control to focus on A site, Stair can push Jabbi and guarantee a kill on him, and make Heroic lose all B presence, while Blame sits in cave ready to peek if needed or help on A if needed. Just a steady position all around. Heroic are pressing on the gas and are running right out and getting a 1-for-1 trade on Borup. This will always favor the T side. And then they are using these smokes and flashes to take site. But again, they are forgetting CT Exist and Butts gets to creep towards site and kills Tessas. Another big misplay by Heroic. Let's pause and look at B. I told you Jabbi was supposed to be dead. Well, since Heroic's timing of the A take forced Stair to rotate back, and this kept Jabbi alive to try and have some impact on B, and he gets a great opening kill that Heroic needed. Astralis go for a weird way to play. After Stavn kill device, Buzz is left alone on site to hold off 3 Heroic players, while BlameF, instead of holding bomb, decides to go for a walk in hope he can backstab Heroic. Sadly, this does not work out, since when Buzz can't move, Heroic have 3 players that need to hold 3 angles, here, here and here, and BlameF gives Heroic what they want, to take site, a kill. But let's talk about this.
Buzz! Pristine!
Buzz wins the 1v3, but how? Heroic are in the perfect position to a 3-man swing him. Well, Buzz understands this, and he can't wait for anyone to swing him and kill him. And with the information BlameF gave him, he needs to make a move. He starts with playing these boxes. That is a crazy good position if you're an A player, remember it. Since it gives you a headshot angle, this nets him the first kill, but look at the map. Jabbi is not with his teammate, since he came from B, and this will allow Buzz to take the one-on-one fight against Cadian, who he spotted right after he killed Stavn. And he gets a great one-on-one fight against Cadian, and all information points to the flank from mid, and he hits an amazing one-tap to win an unwinnable round.
Back out in time. It's only Buzz left standing against Heroic. Knocks out Stavn, sure, he's ready for the wrap round as well. Knows that this B flank was looking to come in, and that's what Heroic have been waiting for. They were hoping that Jabbi could bail them out. Buzz! Pristine! Take a bow!
Heroic's buy is super weak after losing last 3 rounds. But when your buy is bad, you have to understand the strengths of the map with your buy. So let's see, what is the strength of Ancient? Well, if you have pistols, Cave, Donut and Flowers are pretty good positions, since these forces close range fights where the pistol can come out on top. As well as Flowers will allow you to catch an unexpected T off guard. While Astralis' goal is to take mid control and long range fights, since they do not want to have to walk into pistols. But how can Heroic force Astralis to play towards the close range positions? Well, they have to start to force Astralis into these positions, and they do this by fighting for mid by using smokes and having 1 player in red room to chill, while they have 2 players going Flowers and the last 2 players on B side. And you can see what this does to Astralis' play. 2 out of 3 players rotate off mid to rather go towards A, and look at how perfect Heroic have forced Astralis into their play. Since Astralis smoked cave, they have to take red room, where 2 Heroic players are waiting for them, while 3 other Astralis players are pushing into the flower boost. And the flower boost strikes to get the first opening kill. And this forces BlameF to try to make a play, and it backfires, and it's a 5v3 for Heroic. It's around here, all the brilliancy of Heroic falls flat on the face. Since what do you do after you've gotten the enemy where you want? Since look at the map. Astralis have only 3 players, but have so much more control towards A site that Heroic will struggle to hold them off. And it all starts with Borup getting cave control, and the first kill for Astralis, and then the Vice gets to swing out and kill the second guy, before Shush trades him. And quickly it's a 2v2, and look at the loot of both teams. 1 smoke versus 2 flashes. Here, 2 flashes will be more valuable than a smoke when you get flashed. The smoke from Heroic get used to extinguish a Molotov early from Astralis, and then they don't even use the smoke to anything, like pushing out of it or anything. So Heroic just wasted the smoke just like that. In the retake, Astralis 2-man donut setup is just too strong, and they take the round.
Astralis have got to extinguish that, they've got to regain control, and Shush will not let them in. From CT, he rings out with 1. Borup and Buzz left up in this, the B team of Astralis doing all they can.
Like the reset for Shush is going to buy time at Astralis. They don't know they have this time. They don't know they have this room. They go back and they check down. A plant allowed by Buzz. Borup doesn't even cover him. Confident. He gets that spot as well. All the info falls in the favor of Astralis, and Stau now needs to stand tall in this 1v2, but it's Buzz again. The young guns of Astralis are dragging them over this second half.
Astralis ended up winning the series, and their newest roster have been looking strong ever since BlameF took over the IGL role, and Stair, Borup and Buzz are looking even more solid as support core around the duo of BlameF and Device. Check out these videos that YouTube told me you would like.